Hey guys, so I'm gonna wait for, I guess there are, what the heck's going on here? Hey guys, I'm sorry. I'm trying to get the other phone up and working. This was just, I've been here for like 45 minutes trying to get this phone here to work. And so I've been sitting here trying, and then as soon as I went live, it shuts down and says it needs a critical update. So it's updating, and so I decided to get my phone out, and let's see if we can try this again. I'm having such a swell day this morning. So we have a lot of information. The sun is just driving me nuts. My equipment's getting too hot out here because it's been hot. And like I said yesterday, you know, while we were in, I think we're getting ready to, I think I can get back on to StreamYard now. Yeah, I love it. I hope you're happy with your update. Dude, you just updated me, literally shut down my phone in the middle of a live. Yeah, I'm not too happy with that update. Trust me. Believe me, I'm not really happy with that. Okay, guys, I'm going to get off here. I'm going to go over to the other equipment here. I'm getting in the studio now, and then we'll chat. There we are. Hey guys, now we're back. So I don't know how this is going to be. So we're going to do a road trip today. You guys are going to go for a ride. So here's what's going on. I'm hoping I'm not too bad on the feed because we're on the hotspot. So I expect there to be some sort of lag with this because again, I've been having multiple problems with the phones today. We've had equipment problems. It has been one thing after another. Either way, you know, we do this all the time. We expect to have issues. There's nothing I can do. I got this. You guys are going to have to deal with the sun glare for a little bit. I've got this right here. I can put it over it, but it's going to block my sign. So if the glare is bothering you that much, there you go. Now we have no sign. So hopefully your eyes can handle it now. No offense. I'm really hot today because literally it took me an hour standing here going through my entire phone to try to set it up when it's all should be programmed and saved in these phones. It's not like I don't use these phones literally all the time. So it really upset me because when sometime when this had updated, it cleared out all the passwords, everything. It was just a nightmare this morning. And to be honest with you, it just sucked. So getting back to Layla Santinello, many of you guys know that we spent hours. I want to say it was like 7 or 8 hours yesterday. We went all over Kingsport. We're going to do a road trip today. Just observation. No problem, JJ. I love you. God bless you. You know, there's just nothing I can do. I mean, I have internet issues. We're in Kingsport, Tennessee. Like the internet at our room, it's hard. It takes hours to upload a 3-minute video. So you can imagine being a content creator, trying to get stuff out there and pushed out there to our audience. It's been a frustrating process because Tennessee sucks when it comes to Wi-Fi. They literally have no cameras around this town. It is just this town. And I know that Tennessee is obviously a poor state. I mean, they have some elite areas, but for the most part, let's just say that Tennessee is a poorer state because they can't even afford cameras. I mean, there's not cameras on the hotels. We found out a lot of information. So I'm wearing, let me just pull this down. It's easier for people. I'm wearing Team Foul Play shirt today. Team Foul Play. I do not believe that she's out here in these woods from natural causes. I believe somebody picked her up. I believe when we were at the creamery, we were told by one of the employees that not only did they give her something to drink, but she also had used the phone there at the Marble Slab Creamery, which honestly, that kind of bodes really well with what I had initially thought, that she must have called somebody. So we know now that she at least used somebody's phone there. From that point on, I don't know. So there's definitely Team Foul Play. Like I said, she had to have left this area somehow. And how did she leave the area? We've learned through the grapevine that that Dale Street property that had a search warrant executed on it is somehow related to this case. And so when you do the background check on, I did some sleuthing in her Facebook page, and it led me to a gentleman that we will call BD. Okay. So it drove me to this person named BD in my searches, and it came back. I learned when you did a further search that that BD is actually linked to Layla's boyfriend, a familial relation to her boyfriend. So now we're starting to get a little somewhere. I don't know what has happened. We just talked to an employee here in the AmeriCorps Hotel, and we found out a lot of information from this good person that was here yesterday. Now, I'm not sure. They've got several employees here. I don't recall their name, but what they told us is basically they know who Layla Santinello is, that she has been in here, that she was in here before she disappeared, specifically looking for her boyfriend. There was something going on in her and her boyfriend's life. And this was just, I don't know how many days before she disappeared that this happened, but she was here looking for her boyfriend. Her boyfriend was the one, according to the employees here, that was missing at the time. And so at what point did she end up calling him or leaving? Or, obviously she was looking for him. I didn't know that. As of yesterday, we had no knowledge of this information. We just happened to come out here because I was so busy searching yesterday that there was critical content that I needed to get. And so I had to come back out here and re-record for that content that I forgot yesterday because we were out searching. Typically, when I'm out in cases, I have probably in a day about 50 or 60 videos. I was so busy working yesterday that I literally have 20 videos in my roster. That's not a whole lot of videos to have in your roster for a full day of searching. It was because I was talking. I was trying to find answers. We were on Dale Street. We talked to homeless people. We talked to drug addicts. We talked to people sitting on the side of the road trying to roll cigarettes. Anybody and everybody we talked to. We went out in these woods right out here. This is where her campsite is, right here. And we're going to do a road trip here in a few minutes. Olivia's around right now getting some content. Hey, I just wanted to see, are you going to be getting stuff there? Or are we going to go for the road trip? When do you want to do that?
I think since we're here, I think we should walk around. Do you want to walk on the building and show them the trail that comes right from the back?
Actually, that sounds like a good idea, but I have a problem leaving my car here or out here on the road. Let's find a public parking spot and we'll get on the road.
I'll see you in a second.
Okay. So we're going to take you guys on the road trip. We're going to show you what we learned yesterday. And this is a lot of our work that we did yesterday, but we talked to a lot of people. There were some places Olivia didn't even feel comfortable getting out of the car. And, you know, so when I got out of the car, she locked the car behind her and I went out there. You know, of course, she kept her eye on me, but I trust myself. I'm not going to put her in danger. But I'm much older, and if I choose to put myself in danger, that's what I choose to do. So there was places that even Olivia was terrified of even getting out of the car. But you know, we talked to people, and the people were really nice. And a lot of these people are kind of in the same boat. A lot of the people that we talked to are in the same boat. You know, they're kind of in between homes. They don't have jobs. They don't have a lot of money. They have substance abuse problems. But they want to help because, you know, even though they didn't specifically know Layla, they know people like Layla and they always want to help. So I kind of felt like I had that on my side and why I was willing to put myself out there. I really didn't think that anybody was going to truly hurt me out here looking for a missing woman that, you know, that needs help, you know, that needs help, that's been kind of on the road for a little minute. I don't think she's been like homeless, so to speak. You know, her boyfriend does have a home that he lives in. The condition of that is pretty horrific, I must say. But they did have a roof over their head at the end of the day. So she wasn't necessarily technically homeless, but whatever was going on in and around the time that she disappeared ended up winding up her, you know, sleeping in the woods back here. So we've got witnesses corroborating. I know that Olivia's dropping some things down on TikTok right now, and she's got an interview with the gentleman that we met on our path that actually saw her that morning at 7:30 to 8 o'clock in the morning. Now, I had a recorder on. Are you going to the BF house? Smell like a rose? Honestly, it's one of those things where where I want to, but I'm not sure how I want to, you know, kind of ask him questions because, to be honest with you, I have my Team Foul Play shirt on. I do believe that there's something nefarious going on here. I truly believe that at this point where I stand right now. I truly believe that. But I still don't, you know, she had a, what's up? Were you intending to hit the button? I kept hearing a
Everything's okay. I'm speaking with someone who saw Layla.
Okay. All right. Thanks. So again, we're split out in a place that you know, is not the best neighborhood, so to speak. So we have to take safety precautions, and one of those safety precautions that we do is having two-way radios on us. And again, a donation from a person. I got to tell you, let me tell you what we've used on this trip alone from the donations that we get from our audience. We have used this battery pack, which came from an audience member. I'm using the tripod that came from an audience member. These came from an audience member. I had my recorder that came from an audience member. I had my body cam that came from an audience member. I had my GoPro that came from an audience member. I have my little cooler that I can put waters that's small enough that I'm not dragging this big cooler around. It's perfect. It's soft. It goes over the shoulder. Those were all donations from people from this channel that actually help in these cases. I even brought a blanket, a picnic blanket with me that was, again, sponsored by one of our audience members here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. And I did that because it's so hot out here. You need a clean place to just sit down and drink some water. You don't understand the heat. Like right now, I've got a breeze. But when you're out here in this thick woods out here, there's no air getting into you. There's no air, you know, hitting you. It's like, have you ever been in like a sauna? Yeah, like it's humid. You got like the heat and the humidity, and it's all closed in. It's like that, but it's like that all day long. And then when you kind of step out of the bushes, or maybe there's a spot in the tree line that's nice and open. And sorry. I just got to keep an eye on her. Have you talked to the PD? So yesterday, when we found that spot out there, it didn't look like it had been touched. We couldn't see any dog prints, like dogs had been out there. We couldn't see any quad prints, like law enforcement had been out there. We didn't see any reminiscences of tape being taped off out there so they can conduct forensic types of investigations on that area. So in all reality, did I contact PD when I realized those factors to be true when I found that campsite? Yes, we did in fact pull over, and I thought it necessary. I have to weigh, is this legit information that could help the case? It's possible because, again, we found female clothes at that campsite and male clothes at that campsite. It may help lead to the person that may have hurt her or has her. So we definitely, without a doubt, after we left and got to a safe location, we made sure that we pulled over and called law enforcement, gave them the information. We did not touch anything at that camp. We did pin it on our Google map, and I do have the physical coordinates, the longitude and latitude for law enforcement. I have not received a phone call back from law enforcement at this moment. So I have no other information other than I gave it to them. It's up to them if they think it's a legit lead or not. Unfortunately, they're already fighting a 30-plus day delay. All right. Unfortunately, we have to deal with internet issues here in Kingsport, Tennessee. It's one of the most irritating things that you can do when you're trying to search, when you're trying to send videos off, like to law enforcement and stuff like that, and it takes hours to do because Tennessee is poor. I don't know what else to say. At least this area of Tennessee, you got enough money in Kingsport. I mean, I'm seeing huge buildings. They're owned by somebody. You got money here. They need to be investing in their infrastructure here. I'm sorry. I say it like it is. Some people may get irritated with that. Oh well, not my problem. But they need to invest in infrastructure. So if you're from Kingsport, Tennessee, you need to be at your county commissioner meetings, folks. You need to be pushing for these things. Because you know what? It could be your son. It could be your daughter. It could be you, right? You don't even have cameras in your parking lots. Like, you guys can literally be going to your car and get mugged, not be able to see the guy, and they have literally no clue which direction he went. This is like 2023. So I would anticipate that I think Kingsport should put at least a few cameras up in some problematic areas. That's all I'm saying, This is the problem that I think they're having with Layla Santinello. If there was just one or two cameras in that parking lot where the creamery was and the Five Below was, they would have probably seen what car she got into. So now what they're going to have to do is the very limited traffic cameras and other type of cameras around here. They are going to have to, is it a high crime? It has to be. This is like, the bad part about this is this is so close to Rogersville, Tennessee. This is only one county from Rogersville. Rogersville is where Summer Wells disappeared in 2021. In 2021, she disappeared. Is that right? June 15th, 2021, because it's been 2 years, 2023. Yes, so 2021. I get 20s, and because we deal with, trying to keep Harmony, Serenity, and Michael Vaughn, and all their dates together. But I always remember Michael Vaughn's date, the 2021. So it always helps me identify the year for Summer Wells because they were only like 45 days apart. Either way, we know the crime rate in Hawkins County, which is right next to this county. And we know about the pedo, issues there. We know about the drug problems, the corruption in their government, the deep-seated corruption Did you guys know that one of their DAs just got charged and convicted for bribery and forgery? He was being paid to turn the other way. I mean, this is not the only official in Hawkins County that has been arrested for drugs and ridiculous crimes. Never mind that the sheriff's son was arrested and thrown in jail for diddling with kids at his church and only got a slap on the wrist and a year in jail. Meanwhile, the Sherfree boy down the road that never did anything to kids, just happened to have some images on his computer, gets 8 years. If that's not corruption, I don't know what is. I see corruption all over this country when I come into towns. I'm not saying that the corruption happens here in Kingsport. So far, I haven't sniffed it. It sounds like they're doing a good job. But at the end of the day, you know, the county lines are too close not to think that some of that activity from Hawkins County is spilling over into Kingsport, and never mind the fact that we had, you know, Hunter lives here, so there is, you know, there's a whole area of bad here as well. I can tell you, when I was over at Hunter's area, that was gorgeous. That was gorgeous. I was just on Dale Street. That's a dump. I feel so bad for the wholesome people that are just poor that have to live around all that ruckus and nonsense and drug activity and homeless people walking by their houses every single day, you know, peeing and pooping, and it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. A lot of the pastors out here come out and help their homeless, and they're addicted. You know, they try to lead by love and understanding and trying to help and, you know, gently nudge these folks into recovery. Honestly, at the end of the day, some will make it and some will not. But getting back to Layla Santinello, this is kind of ground zero for me, because AmeriCorps is truly where she disappeared from. I found out from another religious guy that was on the trail that we were on yesterday, the Green Belt Trail. He has somebody that he's been praying with that's over here, and that's how I found out this is where they kind of send their homeless population. This particular hotel is homeless friendly, so I think they're getting some kickbacks from their government, which is fine. You know, we do that in our county too. I hope people are trying to find reasonable solutions to the homeless problems that we have across this country. So it sounds like Kingsport, at least doing it, you know, right. And, you know, this AmeriCorps hotel is kind of where they're housing them. But that also comes with, you know, them bringing and introducing narcotics and other things back into this place. So I really don't know, you know, I don't think everybody here has a substance abuse problem. I think there are some few people that are down on their luck, just like Layla Santinello. She didn't live here. You know, I know that this has been, you know, at first we didn't know really what was going on with her. We didn't know if this was kind of where she was living or staying at the time. We're learning a whole lot of information about, okay. And I just want to remind people here and mods, if anybody's out of line here, just delete them. We are well above that from this point forward. We don't need any of that garbage. I don't really care for this, their numbers, their click or their view. So just go ahead and just move them on out of here. Delete them. If it's really bad, report them. I want that comment reported, and then delete them. You know, delete them off the system. I really don't care. They can go make another account and go through the process if I'm worth all that. Obviously, I'm worth it, you know. They do it every day, right? So nobody's doing it for them, right? So I have to think that I must be something special to get all this attention, right? So anyways, this is ground zero. So we're going to, once Olivia gets back here, she's interviewing. We should have already been on our field trip by now. So I can show you what we went through yesterday. It took us hours. That's why I didn't want to, having the backpack on and all this equipment, it makes it difficult for me. So especially if we didn't know where we were going. And so we didn't do a live yesterday because I didn't want to carry the backpack with the big battery in it, so I could keep you guys live through while we search for it. But now that we've identified the area, we found the trail from her homeless site over to the creamery. Now we can take you guys on there, so we're not spending hours and hours and hours finding it. And if you guys don't believe me, I mean, Sonia was out here yesterday with us, sweating her little rear end off with us, just right alongside of us as we were trying to hunt and find where Layla came from. And we couldn't, like I said, if you look at here, like there's literally trees. I mean, I'm sure you guys can see it all here. Like when they said she was running for trees, I was hoping that it was like, you know, the trees on the right side of the building. That's the only place for the trees. When I got here, there's literally tree lines everywhere. And I'm like, okay, they said she ran for the trees, but they never put a direction on there. So we don't know if she went right, she went left, she went north, south, east, west. We have no idea. She just said tree lines. So that was the first problem. So when we realized we weren't going to find the specific location that she went, we realized we needed to go over to the creamery and backtrack and try to find it that way. And so that took a lot of trial and error because we're having to go and find little trails, you know, to see where those trails led. Some of those trails led to several fences, you know, dead ends. So we just kept working down the row until we found the path. And then when we found the path, we went through it. And you could see that they had like a shopping cart that was spilt over in like this little tiny stream or creek. It was just really a narrow like stream, I guess. It was only about a foot wide, maybe 2 foot wide. And so we had to cross over that. And then we were right there at the AmeriCorps, the backside of this AmeriCorps hotel right over there. So we're going to, when Olivia's done with her meeting, I'm going to go ahead and actually, you know what, let's go find Olivia and listen to what they're saying over there. Let me just check on her. Hey, Olivia, I wanted to check on you and let you know that we should be leaving here shortly.
Yeah, I'm good. I'll be there in 2 minutes. Bye.
All right, bye. All right, thanks. Okay, so we're going to take you guys on a trip. What we were going to do one of two ways. We were going to start at ground zero and work over the creamery, but I think it would be best because at least I can leave my car at the creamery. Like right now, it's kind of this is like a dead end road. Nobody even drives down here, but there's 2 houses down there. So I'm sure you saw the mail lady, 2 houses in a business. So I'm sure you saw the mail lady just drive by, and those were for the 2 houses because even that business that's over there is accessible from this driveway over here, not this dead end road here. So this is almost like a private drive for the 2 houses all the way in the very end. And they butt right up to the main road, like an interstate. I think it's I-90 or I-93, something like that. I don't know. All I can tell you is I don't think that she died from natural causes. I don't think she had an accident out in these woods. And I do believe somebody picked her up. And hearing the stuff that I'm hearing through the grapevine, it seems like she would have left with somebody that she knew. So you're looking at somebody that she knew, somebody that she was very, very close with, somebody that she knew that she could call on the phone and say, hey, come pick me up. It would be somebody like that. But she left this area. I absolutely believe we have enough information at this point to say that she left this area. She's not in these woods. And I think, and it was really weird too. Just let me say this before Olivia gets back here. I thought it was really odd, and I might just see if they'll like send an email in to like the public information officer to see if they'll answer my question. But I've always been curious why they moved this is ground zero to me. This is like the area that I think that they should have been searching first. And I found it a little odd that they went down the ways to Hardee's, because if you look on the map, you can go Google it and Google map it. Look for 1900 American Way. That's the address here to the AmeriCorps. And then look for the Hardee's, and you'll see it's down the road like 2 or 3 minutes. You know, I don't understand why they went that far out, because literally everything that we've seen, that we followed, is kind of all out here, and it went all the way over to the creamery. They weren't even in the creamery parking lot. Like, they were further past the creamery and Five Below, because we were in the parking lot when I was talking about that. It's even further from that than here. So we left here, went to the creamery and Five Below, and then we're like, oh, let's look at the press conference. We saw the Hardee's. We looked for the Hardee's. We saw it was down the road three more minutes. So I've always wanted to know, why did they move so far, so far out, which they did. I don't want to leave Olivia, but I almost want to take you guys on the road trip. and she's getting interviews. So Olivia, if you're okay, I'll just take my audience down to where we saw the sleeping bag. If you need more time, it's not a big deal.
I'll be there in 20 seconds, but you can come down here. There's some really crazy stuff I need to tell you.
All right. Do you want me to come down there? Or you want me to stay here? I still have the tripod set up and everything, but I was just going to load it up and take them for the ride. But if you want me to come down there, I'll just throw it all in the back of the car. And
I think you should bring them here.
10-4. All right, guys. Sounds like we got something. Let's go see. Let's go see. Sorry, guys. You guys are getting blinded. JJ, you think the sun? Hold on, let me catch up. You think the sun's bright now? I just removed the thing. But at least the sun's covered. But you're gonna be blinded. You guys might want to put some sunglasses on. Yeah, it sounds like it. Well, she was. Well, I was going live. That was the deal. She was gonna be around here, trying to get some info while I was going live. We got a good system. I mean, her and I, believe it or not, we've done this so many times. We have a really good system of working together and getting things done. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get you guys on my other cell, the one that has service. I'm going to do that because I'm going to put this in here. I don't want to put you guys down. So give me just a second. I'm going to have to grab a battery. Let me find my battery. All right, guys, hold on. I'm getting hooked up on my other phone. We're getting hooked up on the other phone, and I got my battery pack, so we'll just have to grab the like, internet sucks around here. It's the most annoying thing. When I need to work and I need to work now, it just, everything drags. Everything drags. Good Lord. Okay, I'm going in now, guys. I'll be back in just a second. I should have to act this every time. Oh. Sorry, you guys are going to... There we go. There we go. All right, give me just a second. I'm over this. I'm gonna have to get another secondary phone. I'm over that crap phone. Give me just a second, guys. It looks like we might have some intel. So I'm gonna put this in here without breaking anything. Probably not. All right. Put some feet in. All right, guys. We got the hot spot. We're gonna go. Let me get the keys out of the car. Might help. All right, guys. Let's go find out where Olivia is. Let's find out what we learned. Sorry. I keep hitting buttons because I got so much stuff. I have no pockets. I buy shorts. This is what annoys me. I buy like leggings, and I always try to buy the yoga leggings with the pockets in it for stuff. And I spent like $60 on leggings, and when they showed up, and I made sure I selected the ones with pockets, and when they showed up, they didn't have pockets, so I had to order more. All right, let's see. Hey guys, I can see yourselves. It's nice to see you guys. Hold on, let me find out. Olivia, where are you? Oh, there you are. All right, so we're coming up to Olivia now.
I'm gonna need you to mute your live for just 10 seconds when I talk to you.
Come over here in the shade. All right, guys, give me just a second. I don't know if she's gonna let me broadcast this, so give me just a second. Hey, can I have this on live, or do you need me to mute? Oh, we're good. Mute it?
Yeah.
All right, hold on.
Just for 2 seconds.
Okay, so she told me everything. I want you to tell it. You found the info. You should tell it. Hold on, I'm gonna get the phone over to Layla. Layla. I'm gonna give it over to Olivia. Guys, I've misspoke. And if anybody knows, like this morning when I did my Rachel Morin video, I said Massachusetts, even though I didn't realize I said Massachusetts, and the whole thing said Maryland. You know, all the tags said Maryland, but I misspoke. And all those little nice trolls like to show how perfect they are and how imperfect I am. But you know what? I'm so proud to be perfectly imperfect. So
You
that.
don't even have to apologize to that.
All right, so here, you grab this. Let me hold your stuff. I'll hold your stuff so you don't, it doesn't fall. You got it?
I love having a walkie-talkie.
And it makes you feel safe.
Yeah, it's fun.
She loves the
It is
walkie.
literally like,
And you know what? That was a donation. Tell whoever donated that how much they makes you feel good.
it makes me feel very safe. And thank you so much for
They
donating.
didn't hear that. I don't think they heard it. Come on in.
Yeah. So hold on. Let me.
You tell them.
Okay, so while Andrew was live with you guys, I was walking around here and speaking with some people who live here, and I met this woman and her son. The woman told me that the evening before Layla went missing, she was hanging around the courtyard area for about 3 hours, and she had a look of absolute horror on her face, horrified by something. The woman tried to help her. She was like, "Hey, I'm a mom. Like, I can help you. What's going on?" And Layla wouldn't speak to her. She was frightened, and she was like hanging around the laundry room. She was like peering around the corners. She had no wallet, no phone, no nothing on her. And there were other families here that were trying to help her. They were like, "What's going on? Like, we can help you. Do you want to stay with us?" And she just wouldn't respond to anyone. She was just like horrified by something. So that's what she had told me. And yeah, that's really.
Oh, I wonder if that could stay up there. Huh. No, must be it. Ah, there we go. I wish my magnet was stronger. I wish I was a baller. I wish I was a call. I should stop. I'm not a good rapper. I'm not a good rapper at all.
But I'll show you where it's all happened. Oh, and that's the way. She's very nice.
Would you be willing to talk on camera?
I'm sure she would.
Okay. All right, guys. I'm going to mute you guys just for a second, okay? All right, guys. So just give us a second. We're just going to try to get to a private, more private, secluded place. Would this work right here?
There's a tree over here.
That's fine. Okay, perfect. Let's just do it right here. Okay, there we go. So, well, Rachel, Olivia was just explaining to me that what you had seen. Would you mind just telling us what you saw?
Yeah, I was just sitting out front like I normally do. I talked to my neighbors and I had noticed her throughout the day.
Mm-hmm.
Just going from the laundry room, kind of hiding. Unfortunately, it's a almost everyday occurrence. Sometimes on the back we'll have police that come, and they were kind of driving through the parking lot. So I thought maybe she was hiding from them,
Okay.
not wanting to talk to anybody.
Mm-hmm.
But a lot of people saw her. As far as someone like me, like a parent,
Yeah.
we were concerned only by her behavior. So when she actually ran past me, there's another corridor by my room. She ran through that, and I kind of got up and tried to get in her way.
Mm-hmm.
I said, "Hey, do you need help?" She was like, "No," and just kept running. And she just had a look of terror.
Terror on her face. But you didn't see anybody chasing her. You didn't see anybody really around or anything like
She knew
that.
they were out here because she would come like devil. She just kind of.
Gotcha. But police were around here at the time, and you thought that she was that, but
I thought it was that. It might not have been.
But it might not have been. Well, God bless you for taking the time to identify that something looked of concern, because this is really going to help.
There were other people that did it. I have a good friend, her and her husband.
Uh-huh.
He too came out and said, "My wife is inside. We'll help you. We'll talk to you." She fell running from him too.
Wow.
And that's when she headed off into the woods, when she was telling me that she was found.
Yeah, we
over
found
there.
a campsite out there. We talked to a gentleman that said that she was, he saw her around 7:38 a.m. And he tried to help her. So, but God bless you guys.
It's hard to say.
Right.
But I guess in this general area, the Tennessee area, before I was saying, because my husband works with horses.
Yeah.
He has said that there are gang members here, and
Yeah.
if she could have been on something.
Yeah.
The old saying goes, if you owe them money.
Yeah. So there's other possibilities.
And if you're a young blonde,
Yeah.
we all know
Yeah.
the circumstances around that. I still would have been willing to help her.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would have stuck her in the room. I would have found somebody to help her.
Yeah. And that's what we do as women when we see women struggling and in
Especially
trouble.
women that are young women.
Yeah. Well, I want to give you another hug, because I just want to say God bless you and thank you for doing the right thing. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Rachel.
Because that really does help, because we were trying to figure out what happened.
I can watch it. When I take a moment, I can walk down Kimberly's room.
Mm-hmm.
And she's there. She's down from me that way.
Yeah, if she's willing to talk. I just want to get as much information. Like I said, we were just very concerned about and confused about the dynamics that happened that led her to the woods, because it sounded like she, for all intents and purposes, had a place to stay.
Yeah, she ran right through here.
Wow.
I left my chair. I stopped her there.
Yeah.
I did get maybe 5 seconds out of her,
Mm-hmm.
but she was that scared. And the look on her face, you know how you see horror stories in the movies?
Mm-hmm.
Where someone's so scared, so nervous, they just can't stop.
Yeah.
She's,
Wow.
I was like,
Now,
we're adult women.
Mm-hmm.
In our opinion, nothing is that bad that you can't stop and let another adult help you.
Right. And not only that, but if she would have just said something, it might have been a little bit more information, especially since we're searching for her, and that nugget of information would be so crucial.
She was saying things through the segment.
Yeah. Well, I'll let you go talk to Kim, and I don't want to be right there. Just, that's. So as you guys are hearing, we're learning some new information about Layla Santinello, about, her behavior that morning or the day before, which we've heard that she frantically ran for the tree lines. Now we know why. She appeared to be terrified of what was going on here. And I'm really thankful that there were good Samaritans that tried to help. You can only do so much as a person, when you see somebody struggling. So we just wanted to make sure that we got as much information. And again, we were just going to do a road trip here, but since I was having such a hard time setting up this morning, since I had such a hard time setting up this morning, Olivia decided to go get some just film the hotel and stuff. And you just organically start speaking to people, and it's hard. Hi. Right.
But I have your number.
Yeah. Yeah, if you can, and like I said, I'll keep everything,
I had to lift my chin slightly.
Oh, gotcha.
So just slightly.
Yeah, you're the size of I have an aunt that
I would say closer to you, but
she's too tall. Olivia's too tall.
and she was very thin. She was wearing black
Yeah.
pants
and
they were ripped, a white shirt and no shoes.
Black jeans. Mm-hmm. They said leggings.
Yeah.
So black jeans with rips. Okay.
Well, they were the skinny jeans.
Yeah, and they had the natural rips. Yeah. Olivia has some like that. So. All right. Well, God bless you, and again, thanks for doing the right thing. I appreciate it. All right. Bye-bye.
I'll contact you.
Thank you. So there you have it, folks. It looks like this was a terrifying experience for her. That breaks my heart. So, now we got to take that into consideration. Now we're talking about her psyche, her mental health at the time. So what was how was her psychological health at the time? And it sounds like she was in fear. So it sounds like she was scared, and that would explain. So now we're kind of brings us back to, remember how I said she was like desperate? It seems like she would have been willing to call anybody for help. It sounds like that, and that was just from a little bit of preliminary information that we had. That seems to be almost accurate. That she would have been calling somebody to come help her. But Olivia, you learned something about her and her boyfriend, her searching for her boyfriend. Can you kind of just because I didn't quite understand it, and I think you do.
So I spoke with the woman at the desk, and she said that
okay, Olivia's being shy.
That, gosh, I'm trying to remember everything. So before she went missing, there was a time where her boyfriend had reported her missing, and 3 days after that report, he came to the lobby here and asked if he could do a welfare check on a room there. And then there was another time where it was a Friday night and Layla ran into the lobby. She was really upset and she was looking for her boyfriend because she hadn't seen him all day, and then she left. So that's the two stories that the woman at the desk told me.
Yeah, so we are getting somewhere. We're getting some information. We're gonna take you guys on a little ride. All right, we're gonna get you guys suited up for the road trip. All right. I keep hitting buttons. I'm a button hitter. Okay. Yes, that is.
I look like such a dork with my hat.
She is a dork. Don't let this pretty face fool you. She's the biggest dork I know. She's always on my cords and she's always pushing my buttons.
Yep.
But you know what? She fixed my computer yesterday. She fixed the power in the car. So you know she's on Bullhorn Betty's good side.
I'm the new geek squad.
She's the new she's the new in-house geek squad. Well, and mechanic. Let's not forget.
Oh, I'm learning. Thanks to you.
All right, so let's go ahead and get you guys turned around here. Camera. Back camera. Let's see what your view looks like. Okay, that looks good. All right, guys, we'll put this up there so you guys can see the glow of Layla Santinello's flyer. There we go. I guess it's interrupting your view.
Take that one off and put this one on so you have a or you can just use it on the batteries. We have plenty of batteries. It doesn't really matter to me. All right, guys, so here's the AmeriCorps Hotel, and you'll see why we identified this area. I'm going to try to point out here. So this area over here is the one that we identified coming from here, and we didn't identify it right away, but it was right when we turned around this corner and we saw the bushes. That is when, and it's these bushes right here. Let me undock you guys real quick. So those bushes right there, that's when we started to identify, because we drove back out here first. Let me just do a U and get under this shade real quick, and then we'll get out. Now, guys, I'm going to tell you it's very hot out here. We might shut down, okay? The phone might overheat, and it may shut me down. So you guys may want to bear with me until I can cool the phone down. And once the phone's down, we'll get back up so you guys don't miss anything. But you're going to have to just work with me, because again, we're fighting with technical issues. We're fighting with heat element issues. It was hot yesterday during our search. Are you going to stand here?
Yeah.
Okay, then let me keep you frame.
Yeah, I'm a bit warm.
All right, then here, let me trade me Jack. Here you go. You're welcome. I'm taking the internet hotspot with me. Okay. That's a.
Walkie-talkies on, because I'm going to go down. If you want to go down to the campsite, or do you just want me to take them?
Oh, well, if you're going down the campsite, I'll go with you too.
Go ahead and turn the car off and grab the keys.
Oh, okay. Here it is. Okay. So I just walked right by. Can't see the forest for the trees. So there it is. And again, it's exactly the way it was when we found it. We documented it, we pinned it, we didn't touch. So this stuff looks like it's been out here for a little bit, because as you can see, it's got a little bit of mold, but it's still fresh. I mean, look at that. There's no mold in the pants. There's been rain out here, and there's no mold on the pants. There's no mold on the blanket. And there's even a towel, a sock, but that's the guy's clothes right there. And this is like the female's clothes, and a towel here, or a blanket from the hotel. And here's some more clothes right here. But this is the only spot in this woods that I can locate that has a campsite. And if she slept out here in these woods and she was terrified, I guess the question is, what would make her so terrified that she would be willing to sleep here? I guess is the question. I mean, it is secluded. I mean, nobody would have, I mean, we barely saw this over here. If it wasn't for that right there, we wouldn't have even seen this. That's what, it caught our eyes right there. And it didn't catch my eyes, it caught Olivia's eyes. Was that right there. But this right here, to locate this, I have to think it took us, we were with Sonia for 3+ hours, 3 or 4 hours we were with Sonia, and then she had to go back to her dogs, and we came out here. So we were out here, I want to say, in this specific area, about 1.5 hours, 2 hours, in order to get here. We didn't know this was here. We were just searching, we were actually looking at the ground for evidence, clothing, watch, earrings, the normal stuff, blood, her, right? And so this is, I was surprised she didn't come back here and sleep. This seems like it would be so much cooler. It's nice and shaded and more open, but maybe, obviously she was scared. So she wanted to be secluded. And unless you're out here, I don't think you know. We did find a needle, a used needle out here somewhere, but I just documented that. But it was further. It was not near the camp. So this is right by AmeriCorps, and we were able to track this. How did we track this? We went that way, right? AmeriCorp's that way. Yeah, it's down this way. Let's go ahead and take them. Did you lock the car?
Yeah.
You heard it beep?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So here we are. So we're just going to keep walking, and we're going to get to a stream, and we're going to find a crossover. And that truly is where. So you guys can see that there's no, I mean, we had to come out here and do our job in order to find this stuff. I mean, you cannot see anything. There's no real trails. I mean, we're having, how we got back here? We followed broken grass. We looked at the direction, the way the broken grass was, and we followed the tracks in and followed the tracks out. And that's what we used. That high grass actually helped us locate the path Layla took. Because again, you can see some path here, but over there in those bushes, you can't. All you can do is track the grass. There's no real imprints. Some of the grass pops back up, but that grass, when it's laid down, it can at least assist. And so here is the back of the AmeriCorps Hotel right here. This is it. Right there. And that's how we crossed to get over. That is right there. So she headed from AmeriCorps Hotel. She had this. They said she ran toward the tree line. This is the tree line that I assume that she ran toward. She crossed. She followed this path, and then she went to her camp spot. And so she follows this path, and then right here is kind of where the path stops, right here. Now you don't really have a path anymore. You know, it's just anywhere. So unless she knew where that was, she wouldn't have gone there. There's cups out here. There's other stuff out here. I think this is where, you know, look at this. So, you know, obviously that looks like it's been used for something. I can't remember where everything else is. There's like the solo cup, but there is also a, and this right now, the season out here is really, really bad with ticks. So we're having to check ourselves, check our entire body after we leave. We have to check our hairline. We have to check, you know, under all those little areas and crevices. This is an interesting job. That's all I can say. I made Olivia take her hat off and I checked her scalp. But there's a lot of little places, a lot of flat ground out here that somebody could stay out. And we don't know what terrified her. We just don't know what terrified her, what forced her out here. The story that we got from those people at the hotel is, and it was multiple people that saw her, she was scared. Terrified is what we're learning. Terrified. That just breaks my heart, guys. And then there's the camp. There's the camp right there. I believe she slept there. I believe that was the only place she could have slept. I don't think the camp, now let me just be very clear to you guys. I don't think that campsite, I don't think she set that up. Okay? Let me turn this back around. Settings, camera. Front. Okay. So I don't think that she set up that campsite, but I think that she knew about it. There's a reason why she came back here to these woods. If she was terrified, she could have left these woods. She didn't have to sleep out here. She could have went somewhere for help, a convenience store, something. So I think that she knew that spot existed. She knew that she could lay low from whatever was going on in her life. You know, that hotel has a lot of narcotics in it, and with narcotics comes gang members, you know, that type of element. Did she borrow something from someone and didn't have the money to pay it back, and she was terrified of retaliation, or maybe somebody threatened her life? Was it her boyfriend? Was it her boyfriend's family? Was it somebody that she knew? Was it an ex, or, you know, something else going on? I'm wearing my Team Foul Play shirt today, guys. And you know why now. She would be out here. She would be out here. She's not here. We have confirmation from the creamery that that she used a phone. They didn't tell me any more than that. They didn't tell me what number she called or what employee let her use the phone or anything like that. Just that. You ready?
I stopped my live.
Oh, did you? Okay. You know, we just don't know. I'm gonna let you lead me out. I got the camera pointed to me, but I think you know the way better than me. My navigational beacons. So that's kind of where we are right now. And I gotta say, these walkie-talkies, especially out here, you know, 2 single females, they do come in handy. They do make us feel safe. Olivia was able to get out of my eyesight, and I knew that if she needed help, I was only a push button away.
It is actually life-changing because when I'm on live, I can't really text you or call
Right,
you,
right.
you know?
All right, guys. So you guys got to see her campsite and how we got here. It was, you know, we when you're kind of out in the field, you got to kind of come up with creative. Oh, here, let me show you this. This is what I'm talking about when I said we were following the high grass to get out here. We didn't know where we were going. Hold on, where's my camera? Settings, camera, back. So you see that? I don't know if you can see that. You see that grass right here laying down? That tells you somebody, it could have been us yesterday, but it tells you somebody was going, and it tells you the direction that they were going. So we were using this type of stuff to guide us on to get back here. That's all we had to go with. You can't see anything else in all this. That's literally, we have to hunt. I mean, people out there that sit behind their screens and do nothing but criticize people like us. We have to understand what this means. They have no clue what this means. You know, there's a reason why when we come out, we find information, we find this stuff. It's because it's a craft. We use common sense when we're out here. We look at the evidence, right? Wouldn't you say that that's evidence of a path of travel? So these are things that we do. We hunt. We go out here and look. I'm not okay with somebody telling me what I need to know. I love learning things. I love finding out my own information. And I love knowing that when I say it, I know that it's true. There's a lot of things that, you know, us as journalists get wrong on a daily basis. What? It happens. That's what we said last time. And then we realized I think we just went up this way. We did this last time when we went. That's So that's all we had. That's all we had to go on is broken grass. Broken grass and a nice man at a business that shared his story of what he saw that day. See, this is from us right there. You see that? That right there tells you somebody stepped on it and their path of travel is that way. So if you guys ever are out in a situation and you need to look for somebody, let this be an education lesson to you. Let that be an education lesson to you right there. That shows you your path of travel. Now, if that grass was pointing toward me, their path of travel would have been walking toward me. That is a path of travel walking away from me. Oh, I didn't go this way. This is too high. Like it's coming up almost to my boob area. But see, like that, that's us right there. You can see our path of travel. Our path of travel was that way. That way. And you can see that by the bushes. See, there's our path of travel right there. There's a perfect example right there of a path of travel. See all that broken grass? And you see what direction it's going. So now you guys see what we do all day. It's a lot of hot work. It's a lot of walking. It's a lot of talking. It's not the best work in the world, but you know what? It's the most powerful work in the world that we can possibly be doing, right? I just want to know where she's at. She's not here, guys. I can tell you, I will put 100% down on this. She is not in these woods here. She's just not. And I'm not saying that because we only checked this little section here. I'm not saying that. We did clear this whole section. So if law enforcement doesn't need to come here. So that's, you know, people ask us, what do we do? How do we help a case? When we get out here and we can clear an area, that's one less area that law enforcement needs to come in here and put manpower to. They now know that this area has, and they probably came out here too, but either way, I didn't see any evidence of them being out here, by the way, and that's the reason why I called law enforcement. But all this here, this entire area here, we've cleared. Law enforcement doesn't need to come here and clear. That's why they ask for volunteers to come out. That's why they give you things like these walk maps and stuff like that, so you can coordinate and show them what you've cleared. So, whew. Oh my goodness. Guys, it's hot out here. Like I'm so ready for the pool right now. Like literally.
Here's the keys.
Sorry guys, you're gonna have to see my hand. There we go. I can honestly say it's better than Florida heat doing this. I remember us being out in front of Gabby. Well, we would have been in front of Gabby Petito's house in probably about 20 more days. In 20 more days, it's going to be the 2-year mark of my first true crime case that I covered wholly. Like, it did a whole lot of stuff. Who are you to say cleared? Well, that's what they well, Leslie, see, this is why I don't like stupid people in my chat, okay?
On a search. You have never volunteered to search for anybody. You don't know the programs that are associated with those. You don't understand what you mean by cleared. Law enforcement asks people to log into these map apps, and it logs your tracks so they know that you checked that. And if it's something that you find, they come out here and recheck it. So we've got our logs of what we've checked. But I would suggest maybe instead of being one of those people that complain and showing their true colors, my suggestion would be there's probably somebody missing in your community. Maybe you don't give a damn. I don't know. I don't know who you are, right? Maybe you don't care. Not my problem, right? But maybe you should, well, then why are you on my channel? Leslie Rogers, I think you're an idiot. Any other questions? Bullhorn Betty calls you an idiot. And stupid. Because if you would like to be a part of something bigger, then you can stay here. If you don't, and you want to be, you know, one of those people that complain, that likes to sit on their ass and complain and not do anything to help their community, not do anything to help another person, not do anything, yeah, you're an idiot. The people on my channel help. My supporters help. You know, if they can't be out here, they help. You waste space. So maybe Bullhorn Betty channel is not your channel. Trust me, honey, I'm not for everyone. And clearly I'm not for you. That we're a little special over here, right? We don't really care about people's feelings. We go out there and get the job done. If you're one of those people with sensitive feelings, I can promise you, you're not going to be happy with me. I tell it like it is, and yeah, I'll call you stupid when I think you're stupid. I am who I am. Sorry. And you know what the great part about it is? I'm an American, and I can do that. I don't have to like you, and I don't have to give a damn about your feelings. Isn't that awesome? That is awesome. These people. We got another one going over to the hate channel. Oh my God, I hate Betty. He's so mean. You know, let's put a president in our country, because let's put a man that doesn't even know how to walk stairs. Put him in as the president of our country, right? What an embarrassment, because somebody has mean tweets. Oh my God, not the mean tweets. You're one of those mean tweet people, aren't you? Come on, Leslie, tell us the truth. You'd rather pay the $4 in gas than be offended by some tweet. Tell the truth. You know that's you. Come on. All right, so let's go to the creamery. Did we get to the creamery from the back road? Yeah. I'm pretty sure we went, yes. We went down this way.
If you take a left on that road,
yep, it takes you right to it.
Oh yeah, because we'd have to walk there though.
Yeah. We'll park at the creamery. We'll park somewhere. We'll make it work.
That's a dead end here, but we can take that trail and walk over to the ice cream.
Are you sure? I thought we drove. I remember being in my car. I know it was one of these roads right here. I think it's that one right there. Can we just turn on one of these roads here? I think it's this one.
Maybe it does connect them.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Is this No, this is not it. It's a road. It's a road. I didn't come off of this. Hold on. I remember driving. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, you know what? It might have been that bill. I remember doing this. Oh, we did walk, didn't we? That's right, because this is the road right here. This is the road right here that led to that that building that you were seeing over on the other side. This is the road that you go down to that building where Layla was seen 7:30, 8:30 in the morning, kind of moving the grass, like putting the grass aside. The blue building that we saw is like kind of like right over there. So I think I do have to turn around. This is going to dead end because we were on foot, so this was easy for us. We were able to turn and go right to the right to the path. And so we'll just turn around. We'll go out to the main drag and go down to. Now they were looking at Eastman Commons, but we weren't at Eastman Commons. We were at like something else. I can't remember the name of it, but.
There's a Brian Koberger hearing at 10:30.
Yeah. So that would be, what are they, 3 hours behind us? So 10:30. So that 11:30, 12, 1:30. So guys, there is a trial, a hearing. I'm sure many of you know. We've been talking about it for weeks. On Brian Koberger today at 1:30. It's a hearing that's going to be at the Lake Powell County Court. So if you guys know anything about these hearings, we basically have to track Twitter for anybody that's in the courthouse to give us updates. Which way did I turn? Oh, I turned left, right?
Yes, you turn left at the light.
Okay.
And then the next left.
Got it. At the light? Oh, yeah, that's right. It was that quick close. That's right. What?
No. So that's the Ross. So we have to take a left here. So it's not this one. You have to take a left here.
So it's up further.
Yeah.
At the light. Yeah, our map. I'm telling you, we were like in the Twilight Zone. Everything, like every trip almost has a theme, you know? And this trip was like, the last trip I went on in Chatham County, the theme was phones. I kept breaking phones. And it cost me an arm and a leg to deal with the phone issues. So I don't turn here? I go to the next one?
Not at the light. It's right after.
Okay. Oh, okay, so it's called East Stone Commons. And they were at Eastman Commons, which is down the road further. So this is kind of the area right here. And we're going to take you guys where she was last seen by witnesses. Yeah, we're going to be turning on Eastman Road. This is Eastman Road. Hey, Toaster Evan, I see you. It's nice to see you, love bug. I hope you're doing well. I haven't seen you in a while, a little minute. So just to give you guys an idea of the timeline that we have so far now. So there was something that happened days before she disappeared with her boyfriend, where she was looking for him. I guess he didn't come home or whatever. And so she was looking for him and very, very concerned. And then she left the property. Apparently at some point she came back. She was ultra terrified. She was exhibiting terror so much that multiple people from that AmeriCorps hotel tried to help and assist her, and she would not tell them what was going on. She was just fearful. She was just super, super fearful, and she made sure that she got clear of whatever threat it was, and she went to the woods. She went to hide in the woods. She woke up the next morning. She came out of the woods. She was observed by a witness, kind of pillaging through the grass, kind of spreading it apart. I will tell you that it was indicative of somebody looking for something like maybe drugs or other things. It looked like, the gentleman that was there, that worked there, was a grandfather. He says he really doesn't know what, drug behavior looks like. So he didn't identify that as drug behavior. But one of his coworkers, like, oh yeah, she was pretty messed up. So he just wasn't aware, because people that aren't familiar, you don't know. You really don't. Unless you've seen it before. It's all about experience. So if you've never experienced that type of experience, you're not going to have the knowledge of that type of experience. So as you see right in front of us is Five Below. And straight ahead is the Marble Creamery. So you see how close it was to the AmeriCorps. So this is where we had to start our actual search to locate where she was last seen, because we couldn't determine when we first got out here which set of trees she ran toward. So the only way we could, let me get the camera turned back around. Oops, sorry. There we go. The only way we could determine what her path of travel was to reverse engineer her travel path. So we had to start where she ended and work to where she started, because that was the only way we could find it. If we were trying to locate with all those trees in and around, and the reason why I'm telling you guys this stuff is because I hope that many of you, choose to start being people in your own community. When you hear somebody missing, you go out there, and when you're out there in a group, you kind of have some information. You have an experience. You've watched a search. You watched us, reverse engineer travel, a person's path of travel. So we heard through the news report that she never made it to Five Below. So I'm going to get out here, and you're going to stay in here for just a second? I'm going to stay here for just a second. Yeah, I'm just going to show them this, and then if you want to, do you want to go on the path and walk? Yeah, when you're ready for that, and you're going to go live? Yeah. Good. Okay. Call me on our... Yeah, on the walkie-talkie. Okay. Is the walkie-talkie still on? Yeah.
took her 20 minutes that day to get out there, and she was parking grass, and she walked off the slope. She finally came up, she went up there about 100 feet, walked over there, looked at the edge of that, and she came down there just a few minutes on the place. First time I saw her, she walked up, and she said like that. I said, I don't know. She walked right on down here, looking like she was looking for something. Stopped right there at the end of the bridge. Came by and we walked in. I came by and I said, have you lost something? She said, no, I don't.
And then, actually, you know, I'm not. I don't think I'm going to go for the walk all the way down. I think I'm just going to show them where this happened. Oh, then I'll stay here then. Yeah, because you know it's a lot of walking. It's starting to get too hot.
Believe it or not, for dumpsters like that, there were no weird smells. I was expecting to have at least something. And this is where we go. Now, if you just walk down just a little bit this way, you can get right onto this path. But here's the path. This path here goes all the way to the back of that building that saw Layla Santinello. So just to put more pieces of the puzzle together for you, turn this around. I hate working on my phone sometimes. It's just hard working StreamYard on the phone. Okay, there we go. So this path here, right here, right there, that path right there goes all the way to that building. Remember I said when we were on the other side and we showed you where the campground was? And we told you that she was spreading the grass apart and that there was an older gentleman that saw her, that saw her at 7:30, 8 o'clock. Well, this path here goes straight to that building, goes straight to the backside of that building. And he actually told us when we were done with that conversation, and you will hear it when I drop it or Olivia drops it, where he says she went between the cars, and that was the path that we used to get to that property. So we found the path that she used that day. And again, that gentleman helped corroborate that information. So we knew we were on the right track. And then, of course, when we found him, we ended up going back to our car, taking a break, cooling off, because that was a lot. That was, I want to say, 3 hours of work. It was hot. And so we went and went to the Hardee's, believe it or not, and got something to drink and a little bite to eat. And then we said bye to Sonia, and then we went back to the other side, and that's when Olivia and I found the campground. So that's the whole tour, folks. We know where she was. We know how she got here. We know what the time frame. We have the timeline. It's just after she got to this creamery and made a phone call, she was never seen again. That's the information we have. So whoever that phone call was to, you're right. That's most likely the person. I'm heading back. All right, guys.
Roger that.
All right, guys.
You guys don't get to see beautiful Olivia often, and we are signing out. So I'm going to let her say,
Hi, bye. Oh, bye, guys.
hi, bye. Hi, bye. Hi, bye.
So, seeing you guys.
Yeah.
And
we have to say that before we go, the electrical issues are a little kind of creepy.
I think maybe there's an entity or something stuck on me. I don't know.
It's a little creepy.
After the paranormal stuff I've been covering.
She's got the normal funk, okay?
Yes.
Literally, she gets in my car, and within less than 2 minutes of her being in this car, our charging capabilities go to 0. But that's not the weirdest thing that happened yet. Let me tell you the story. So Olivia and I were in our rooms last night, and we were going through our content and talking about the case and everything like that. And so I'm like, okay, you know what? You're working on your videos. Maybe I'll go live. She's like, oh yeah, go live. Get the stand up, put the computer in the stand. The computer's almost dead. Not quite, about 50, but a little less than 50% on it. Plug the charger in. The computer won't charge. My computer, my MacBook Pro, wouldn't charge. I'm like, this can't be happening. This cannot be happening. Are you freaking kidding me? The computer will not charge. And so she's like, let me just check a few things. Let me do this. Let me do that. I said, okay. And she can already see I'm over. You can see the red. You know, the red is rising. It's like, you know, chest level. It's going up the neck, right? It's about to explode. So she's like, let me help you. She's like, here. She's like, nah. And she's like, this can't be it. So she gives me her charger cord because we have the same computer. Hers is much newer than mine, but we have the same computer. Use the same charger. Plug it in. She's like, oh. I mean, she kind of freaked out. Yeah. Like, her facial expression was like, this is not good. I've had Mac computers. I've never seen this before. So she you know, now mind you, I have half, like, not even a full battery, less than half. So she's trying to get on it. She's trying to talk to customer service. She did some diagnostic stuff, realized that the battery needs service or whatever. And so she's on the thing. Now they're trying to set us an appointment in Knoxville, an hour and a half away. And I'm like, no. I said, we're not doing that. I said, I'll have to deal with it until I get back home. Did he say battery? Did he indicate what it could be? She's like, no. This guy didn't tell us to hit this, to reset that. You know, let's try all these different things first. He just basically said, hey, we need you to come into the shop, and, you know, we might need to order parts, and da-da-da. And we're like, we're on vacation. Like, how much is this going to cost? You know, how long is it going to take? Like, we're rolling out of here, like, the morning of the 19th. So what's going on? And I'm just like, you know what, Olivia, I'm not going to Knoxville. I'm not wasting our last day here. We've got a lot of work to do. I'm not doing it. I'll just have to deal with it. I'm gonna begrudgingly have to deal with it. I'm not gonna. I told her I'm probably gonna be moody over this, but I'm gonna have to deal with it. It's not dear to you. It's just I'm frustrated about my computer. This computer battery now
was like 7%.
It was low, and I'm like, this computer is going to die. I'm gonna have to order batteries. I start looking for batteries. I start looking for tools to replace the battery. Thank God, $68 for this battery. But listen to this. I'm ready to order it. I'm ready to push order so it's shipped to the house. So when I get there, it's ready to be installed. And Olivia's like, oh, I just found this article. You need to do this, and this. It's like, what was it? It was shift key, option key, and control key. And you have to hold down the power key for 10 seconds. So we were like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, right? We lifted up. Well, the first time I think I hit the wrong buttons and it powered up. So we powered it back down, and I'm like, every time you power it up and power it down, it screws with the battery. It takes more of the life away. So she's like, so I'm like, tell me it again. And she's like, oh, you got to hold it for 10 seconds. I said, okay. So then I do the shift key, the control key, and the option key, and the power key. I hold it, and I'm like, I lift up, and I'm like, it didn't kick on. Nothing happened. I'm like, okay, you know, I'm thinking to myself, this isn't going to work. And so she's like, try it again. So I did the shift, the control, the option, the power, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I'm like, It's not turning on. What do I do now? Should I power it on? And she's like, yeah, go ahead and power it on. So I power it on, and it just loads normally. I'm like, okay, thinking to myself, this isn't working. This is not going to work. She hands me her plug. It didn't even ding yet. I saw that little bolt of lightning on my battery. I snatched her cord out of my thing, went to plug my cord in, and it wouldn't charge. I'm like, it's not charging. I looked down, it wasn't plugged in. But it really was that. I unplugged it when I knew, because I was packing up the computer. But when I saw the power finally come on, I went to put mine on, and I thought, okay, it didn't work. And I realized when I looked down that it had kicked out of the port. So anyways, we did get it charged. And I know it was bad because we called the service. The thing is still saying the battery needs service. So I'm almost like, a piece of me thinks I just need to order the battery and keep it at the house just in case when it does happen, we're not having to be down for days. But everything on this trip's been power. It's all been power related. It kind of gives you the EBGBs, like literally from the minute we drove out of the driveway. It's all been power related issues. I burnt out my converter. Like, my converter worked fine. It burnt out. The fuse burnt out. My computer wouldn't charge. Everything was power. The computer appears to be fine. I don't want anybody worrying. We can do lives now. I can come home. My computer will be fine. I'm just going to do some preventative stuff, like just have the battery on stock, because I know it's already giving me indications, and I don't want to change it out now, because you don't need to. Why change it out if you don't have to, right? But I'll have it there when I need to. All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for spending almost 2 hours with me. And guys, this was 2 hours after we've already found it. You have, like, people that don't come out here and don't do this kind of work, they don't understand. They literally have no clue what we do. They will never have any clue what we do unless they get off their butts and do it themselves. So anybody that tries to say that we're having, like, I've heard this, our audience is paying for our vacation. Let me just clear this up right now. If I was on vacation, my vacation wouldn't consist of spending money on flyers, spending money on gas, going out and looking in this heat for a person. And my ideal vacation, honestly, isn't Kingsport, Tennessee. Let's be clear on that, right? If I was going to be on vacation, it would be in something that's relaxing, where I don't have to work. I can unplug my phone. You wouldn't even see me if I was on vacation. Trust me. I would love to have a vacation. So all those haters out there, you know what? You guys hate me so much. Maybe you guys should put me on vacation. Why don't you sponsor my next vacay? My audience doesn't. But we'll let you guys do. All right, guys. Take care. Peace. Rock it out. Bye, guys.